All right, folks, good morning. All right, folks, good morning. Sorry for the late start. I just had a technical issue, but we're good now. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so economic data, I'm just going to fly through this since I had a late start here. As far as economic data is concerned, today we've got IBD TIPP economic optimism. We have FOMC member Williams speaking at 12:05 Eastern, and that's it. We don't know exactly when the IBD TIPP economic optimism will come out. We did have NFIB small business index that came out as expected. FOMC member Jefferson already is speaking right now. So we do have some things that could move the market, but that's about it. So it's not going to be a very busy day as far as that goes. Good morning, Lil Pete. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the stocks that were moving. All right, so firstly, the Nasdaq yesterday was not very wasn't very smooth. It wasn't like the day before. It wasn't anything like that. We just had kind of a choppy back and forth kind of day. Okay, nothing much going on there. So most stocks were performing in a similar fashion as would be expected. So let's take a look at those stocks that were better performers yesterday. All right, first up we have AMD. Let me just go over that one first. Now, AMD did not look like it was going to do much. One of our members pointed out that she was looking at what targets there might be for the stock, and that was right around here. And it didn't do much at first, and out of nowhere it starts to go up. So by that point, we can identify that there was a definite trend. The best time, in my opinion, to get in was right here where it started to resume. And that took it to target number 293.21 and far beyond that. It peaked out at 95.66. This was definitely the biggest best mover of the day. So glad to see some people caught that. We also had CrowdStrike. I'm just going to run through them. Google. CrowdStrike was able to reach target number 2 of 131.30. Google was able to reach target number 2 of 107.65. We had TRVN, which was a mover that started off fairly early over here. And it was after this rebound move there that we had the second chance to get in, and then there was a third chance right there. But in any case, the stock was a pretty big mover, taking it from about $1 a share up to over $3 a share in the same day. Next up, we had Nvidia, which was able to reach target number 1 of 290.50. It was far short of 295.78, which was target number 2. Of course, I already run over AMD. Netflix was able to reach target number 2, which was 331.88. This was one of the stocks that a number of people were able to catch. Apple was stuck under a large block of sellers on the offer at 174. That wasn't the largest block. The largest block of sellers was at 175. There were about 500,000 shares that were waiting to sell at that price all day, and they The market never got that far up. Didn't even get to 174. So Apple basically just did a gap fill, and that was it. Microsoft, however, was bearish, and it was identified as such. It did reach target number one to the downside of 307.10. So that did play out as expected. Also, we had a really great move in NNOX, which reached target number one of 1645 in quick order, and then went sharply beyond that to peak out at 1788. So this was one of the other great opportunities yesterday. Peloton was able to reach its target number one within the first half an hour. This was not something that we followed as closely. It did come back again and hit that target twice. Then we had SMX, which had a truncated quick move in the earlier part of the market of the session, and then that was it. MEGL had a significant price move later on in the session. And then PACW, which started the day off bullish. I had my suspicions that it would probably this would not be a sustainable move, and sure enough, it wasn't. It sold off, went down to target number one, which was 605. Currently, it's down over 10%. So not surprising that it dropped, given that the situation is not resolved. I mean, I don't know why we keep getting these rallies, but in short, every time it goes up, my suspicion is that it's likely to come back down, as the situation that this bank is dealing with is definitely not resolved. These banks are in trouble, and I've mentioned that multiple times in the coaching room. So, I mean, you will get these nice swings in price, so it's worth watching. But just keep in mind that on any given day, it could be up or down, even though it may have moved overnight. Okay, so now let's look at what's moving this morning. Let's jump over to our pre-market. Sorry, I just got to check a message here. Okay, sorry, I gotta confirm something. All right, we're good. All right, so now pre-market, here's what we got. We have TRVN. And of course, we have PACW already on the screen, so let me just mention that one first. PACW is first up. That's back on our list again. So it's right on the screen as we speak. TRVN, which was moving yesterday. We will also have that on our radar today. It's currently down 11.5%, but trading strong volume. So take a look at that. Next up is CLRO. This one looks pretty good. This one's actually moving right now in the pre-market. So up 90%, 15 million shares traded. So looks active. This might actually continue to trend up after the opening bell. Either way, we'll see. Next up, after that is ENSE, ENSC. Currently up 34%, 2 million shares, looking pretty active there. So we'll add that to our radar. All right, let's keep going. Okay, next up, we've got PayPal, which has taken a Sharp decline off of earnings, down 6.9% on 1.5 million shares. So we'll keep an eye on that. Next up, we've got Lucid, which after earnings has taken a sharp decline, LCID. Excuse me. Just down 9.6%, 1.7 million shares roughly traded. And let's see, we got Plug Power, it looks like. Let's take a look at it. All right, Plug Power currently down 7.97% off of earnings, trading 3.4 million shares. So we'll add that to our radar. And we already have PACW. Okay. So all of these stocks are pretty active. So one or two of them probably would give us a decent move up or down, depending. All right. If you folks see any other stocks right now that are NASDAQ traded stocks, currently trading at least 1 million shares in the pre-market. And we're looking for stocks that have strong volatility. You know, we're looking for a sharp change in price. You know, I would say at least a 7% change or so. And we want them trading in the millions of shares in the pre-market. Any stocks that you folks see meeting that criteria, let me know, and I'll take a look. Let's take a look then. LGVN. All right, so not trading enough volume, only 500,000 shares. So we can put this down as a possibility later, but as of right now, it's not trading the necessary volume. As you see on the screen, only 521,000 shares have traded so far. All right, any other stocks? Okay. Tech, okay. All right. Okay, that fits. Okay. All right, we'll add that to our radar. 40%, 4.5 million shares, sure. Well, AMD hasn't changed much in price, Pedro, so that would not qualify. In other words, it's trading 0.07%. Also, the volume is not high enough. Make sure when you're looking at these, you're checking on the volume on your platform to see how much volume is trading. Is it a significant price change? We have to look at these things first to see if it even makes sense to look at. So AMD, if it moves at the opening bell, so be it. But in the pre-market, if it's not showing the right indications, then we don't look at it. So this is not showing that. The volume's too low and there's very little price change. Any other stocks that you folks see? MTech does fit. That's exactly a fit. Okay. All right, so we'll wrap up for today for the Premarket Pulse. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We now have over 1,200 subscribers and still climbing. So thank you everyone for subscribing. Novavax, David, make sure we're checking the volume. The right price change, but volume is a little too low. Novavax is actually already on our main list, so we'll see it anyway, but not something we'll have to watch at market open, since the volume doesn't indicate there's a strong interest in trading it right now. All right, so again, folks, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And if you're not part of our program, be sure to check out fundertrading.com, our website, to learn more about our company and how we fund the traders. For everyone else, I'll see you in the coaching room in about 10 minutes. All right, have a good one, folks. Take care.